you've been promoted now?
From
substitute
full-time teacher now. You know, it's fun.
Did they tell you, like, okay, in the next season, you'll be a full-time teacher?
They didn't tell me explicitly, and I can't say I was guaranteed because they like to kill me in things. So you never know. It could have taken a weird turn, but Quinta kept me around. It was nice.
You're here one day and in a totally different school tomorrow.
Well, not anymore, actually. Just got this today.
You're full-time?
I am actually interested to know what Quinta Brunson would have done if she didn't get along well with Tyler James Williams, or if he wanted to escape his contract with Abbott Elementary because he signed on to a bigger movie project like Constance Wu during Fresh Off the Boat's 6th season. I mean, the fact that Gregory Eddy started out as a substitute teacher already gave Tyler James Williams a very easy out if he wanted to do something else, or if he didn't get along well with Quinta Brunson.
How many times have you been killed in things?
I was actually just killed in something with John Boyega not that long ago.
Is that right?
Yeah, he did a movie called Detroit. I think like 3 or 4 times. They just love to see me die.
About that, Detroit is a historical crime drama about a race riot that broke out on the 12th Street of Detroit at the Algiers Motel. So, you know there's going to be a lot of violence in it. A lot of the adult level graphic violence in the movie Detroit. Abbott Elementary is a light comedy. A light situation comedy is centered around an elementary school. So, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, Abbott Elementary is a much different kind of production than Detroit, which has neither the budget nor the appropriate age rating that would allow for such violence to happen in Abbott Elementary. I mean, there's no way Abbott Elementary is going to suddenly get cruel and have a teacher or a student murder Gregory Eddy. And school shootings are out of the question because Quinta Brunson is right to tell us we need to demand more from our politicians in real life instead of asking her to regurgitate our Twitter feedback to us. If Quinta Brunson really didn't like working with Tyler James Williams and wanted him to leave the show and have his character become a substitute teacher at another school, well, then season 2 could have just started with or Gregory Eddy changing his mind and leave, or she could write or refilm the season 1 finale so that Gregory Eddy chooses to leave and become a substitute teacher at a different school. But very happy that Tyler James Williams didn't have any issues with the rest of the cast or crew or Abbott Elementary to the extent that he wanted to leave and have his character Gregory Eddy move to another school. If they actually did want to fire Tyler James Williams between seasons, or he quit, the worst thing Quinta Brunson could have done is to, I guess, kill off his character in between seasons off screen, like the Goldbergs did to Murray Goldberg between that show's 9th and 10th seasons when they fired Jeff Garlin. Now, even though Abbott Elementary is too light of a show to have a special episode about school shootings, I believe there are other less dark ways in which Quinta Brunson could deal with the issue of... There are other ways that Quinta Brunson could make an episode dealing with the problems of having guns in school, like, say, for instance, maybe a student in her class brought a gun to school because his or her family grows up in a dangerous neighborhood where they need guns. And Janine Teague could reassure that student that, this is a safe school and nobody's going to hurt you, so you don't need a gun to protect yourself. And if the family needs a gun to stay safe, that's something the kid's family should keep at home, because none of the students or teachers are going to harm the scared kid who thinks they need a gun at school to protect themselves. So you see, there are much more lighthearted ways that Quinta Brunson could address the issue of bringing guns to school without having a mass shooting episode. I'm very proud of Quinta Brunson, as well as her Abbott Elementary character, Janine Teagues, for having so much faith in education that they refuse to kill off Gregory Education, and they're not going to make a dark and serious episode about mass murders in schools, like Jenna Ortega's movie, The Aftermath. Yeah, Abbott Elementary doesn't need to go there, and it won't. But there are ways it can still teach kids why there are still other ways. But yeah, my point is there are still other ways Abbott Elementary could teach other kids why it's dangerous to bring guns to school without having a mass shooting occur. I think it's kind of nice that Eddie is the last name of Tyler James Williams' character, Gregory Eddie, because I think it's real funny how that can be short for Gregory Education. But maybe Quinta Brunson should have given his character a different first name, because then it would be harder for the show Abbott Elementary to make you think of Greg Abbott from down in Texas. Shame, Greg, shame. Very Greg Abbott. Yeah, I think making the last name of Gregory Eddie short for Gregory Education, it would be like if the Ann and Ann Boone Troy was short for Amphibia, Amphibia Boone Troy. That would be I think that's a funny and cute way to have a title that would be an amalgamation of the lead character's name, Anne, and the location to which the magic music box zapped her, Amphibia. The Calamity Box sent Anne to Amphibia, which I think would make a great math lesson for kids in Abbott Elementary. Anne plus Amphibia equals Amphibia.